we know that Sylvia spread her net very wide indeed. Our final tribute will be offered by someone for whom this is not only an organisational tribute but also a deeply personal one, and we call on Rysia Rozen.
Dear friends, it is my honour to pay tribute to our dear friend Sylvia on behalf of National Council of Jewish Women of Australia and our President, NCJWA, Wies-Dolov, who is away. She sends her apologies and condolences to the family. Some of the things have been already mentioned that that I included in my presentation. Marlo Newton observed in Making a Difference, a history of National Council of Jewish Women of Australia in 2000. Sylvia has been in the workforce all her life. She was a science teacher and headmistress at Mount Scopus College. Retiring in 1969, she was immediately recruited by the late Mina Fink of blessed memory to chair the editorial committee of the Council's bulletin. Mina invited Sylvia to join the NCJWA Board of Management. Sylvia was an excellent speaker, using her skills to speak to various women's groups, and as a Jewish woman, to speak positively about Israel, to balance the negative public opinion prevalent at the time. She was an ardent ambassador for the Jewish community. In 1975, Sylvia organized the Convention of International Council of Jewish Women in Melbourne, the first convened in the Southern Hemisphere. The profits from that convention went to purchase our first council house in Westbury Street, East St Kilda. Later, she would become an honorary life member of the NCJWA executive. In 1979, Sylvia represented National Council of Jewish Women Victoria as a delegate to National Council of Women. She held the position of President of National Council of Women of Victoria from 1990 to 1993. Sylvia revitalized the Council's commitment to the general community and retained a high profile among Jewish and non-Jewish groups. In 1979, Sylvia was Jewish representative of the Australian government, promoting the United Nations International Year of the Child for 6 years, from 1973 to 79. She was the national president of National Council of Jewish Women of Australia, and then she was made the life governor of National Council of Jewish Women of Australia and life member of Victoria in 1988, which she served from 88 to 89. She served at that time on the Victorian Women's Consultative Committee, and there are many other appointments that time prevents me to adding to this list. Sylvia was a committed feminist. She loved Israel, visiting several times with her beloved husband Manny. They visited several of our projects and inspired members to fundraise for those urgent needs. When I joined National Council of Jewish Women of Victoria over 32 years ago, she encouraged me to be a second delegate to National Council of Women. Eventually, I was elected as treasurer, then my state presidency followed in 2004. It was through Sylvia's mentoring and patient guidance that I gained the confidence to take on my role. She was always there to give advice and support me. Sylvia conducted public speaking workshops for National Council of Jewish Women members and many other women's groups. It improved our confidence in taking up leadership roles. Sylvia was very generous with her time and advice. We celebrated her 80th and 90th birthdays. The money raised was used to refurbish the NCJWA Victoria offices named in her honor. The annual NCJWA Sylvia Gelman Award, initiated in 2004, is designed to recognize and encourage women with outstanding achievements in any area of Jewish education. The recipients' names are inscribed on the NCJWA Victoria Tree of Life. Sylvia purchased a whole branch to ensure that future awardees would be fully recognized on that tree at the Eva Beeson Center in Caulfield. Sylvia was known as the NCJWA Wise Woman, a woman of valor. In the 1970s, National Council was involved with the campaign to free Russian refuseniks. Sylvia wrote letters to the Australian and the Age in support to release Ida Nudell, a famous woman refusenik in the refusal battle. In 1977, she was awarded the Queen Elizabeth II Sylvia Jubilee Medal. In 1983, Sylvia wrote letters to newspapers' editors, both advocating Israel's position in the war in Lebanon. And she also spoke up for the plight of Palestinian women. And if I may quote, she said, "NCJWA actively practices its advocacy for women's rights, giving women the opportunity to be positive participants." In addition to her involvement in Whirling Spindle, Valuing Volunteers, and Forever Eve, Celebrating Jewish Womankind, Sylvia's memoirs appeared in 2012, titled A Haphazard Grab of Memories from 1919, and I treasure my copy. Sylvia shared her enthusiasm and a total commitment to NCJWA, its members, and love for Israel. She had the gift to inspire those she met, to make them feel needed, wanted, and valued. Education was always a priority. It gives women the power and tools to support themselves and their families. The NCJW Sylvia Gelman Foundation is the legacy we are establishing to honor her passion for women's education. Personally, I feel very privileged to have been Sylvia's friend. She changed my life. Through our close friendship, I have been able to contribute to National Council of Jewish Women of Australia, Jewish and general communities. She modeled that service to me and to all of us. She will be sadly missed. May her memory be a blessing.